Hey guys, welcome back to the WODdoc Project365, episode 173. Today, it's Monday, beginning of Christmas week, I guess, right? So happy holidays to all you people out there. What we're talking about today is working through the pec tissue, right? This is a muscle that becomes chronically shortened, much of us because of our posture. We live in a society that has become much more technologically advanced. However, unfortunately, we don't do as much of the manual labors that we used to do, and we became much more sedentary. Much of our jobs are now the sitting, stagnant posture, and it leads to a couple of things. The biggest postural disorder that we talk about all the time is this upper cross or forward head postured position that looks kind of like this. One of the things that you'll notice is that my shoulders don't just come forward, but they also cave inward. All right, our pectoral tissue, or our pectoralis major, we're just going to kind of group it all together, is a tissue that kind of connects onto our sternum, that hard chest bone, and then comes out and it moves our arm, primarily doing positions like this, but it also does positions like this, right? So what happens is when we cave ourselves in, internally rotate our arms, and allow them to be adducted, like towards our body, right, is this tissue sits in a very shortened position. Now, put ourselves into that position where we're using our keyboard, and you can kind of see how all these things start to culminate together. Anyway, that being said, shortened tissues, or tissues that are held in shortened positions, chronic or long periods of time, become chronically shortened, and they adapt into that shortened position, and then we got ourselves a problem. It hurts our overhead capacity, it hurts our gymnastics capacity, and it hurts a bunch of other things as far as just aiding to that postural distortion. So, what are we going to do? Here's what we're going to end up doing. We're going to take a mobility device, a ball, right, and we want to be able to get it in. We're going to start on our shoulder tissue, move it in this way, and then what we're going to do is we're going to create an abducting scenario, right, where we bring our arm up, hand is going to be facing towards the ground, except it's going to look like, picture this as a upside down snow fairy, right, except you're only moving your hands, so I guess it's a very handicapped snow fairy, right? Anyway, mobility device right down here on the thing. You can use a ball. Yoga Tune-Up makes really good balls for these. They're about softball size, or you can use a regular softball itself, but generally speaking, lacrosse balls are not big enough for this one. So we're going to go onto our shoulder, just move in towards our chest to where it kind of falls to that meaty portion, okay? And then what we're going to do here is we can kind of just use this to position that and twist it if we want to create some of that fascial tension. It works a lot better when you're not wearing three layers of clothes, but if you're right on the skin, this will work really well as well. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take our arm, start it down by our body. We're going to just bring it, just hover, and reach up as far as we can. And we're just going to make these like little fairy type, like the snow fairy type movements, okay? As this becomes easier for us, what we want to do is bring our hand and try very hard to hover the same distance the entire time. We can use this in several different positions. You can move it around here, find those hot spots, so to speak, but the entire time you're trying to make this controlled, abducted position, all right? So, of course, our retest is just bringing our arm up over our head. How do we feel like this prior? How do we feel after we do 30 on each side, okay? So you're going to do both sides, perform, test, retest. And guys, until tomorrow, we are optimizing function to optimize performance.